Here we are, back with another Flavor of the Month deck profile. That's right. Today we're showing off Shilgengar, Sire of Famine. It's the closest thing I've got. That's what we're going to roll with. So, what does our commander do? So our Sire of Famine is a flying 6/6/4/5, but he has 3 hybrid mana. Flying, as I said, sacrifice another creature, create a blood token. If you sacrifice an angel this way, create a number of blood tokens equal to its toughness instead. And for 3 hybrid white or black mana, sack 6 blood tokens, return each creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield with a finality counter on it. Those creatures are vampires in addition to their other types. What the heck? Basically, what we're trying to do is, I call this deck, like, the Angel Killer. It basically came out of a little joke, which you will see. My friend likes to play angels. He played a lot of angels in the very beginning. So, I'm kind of a jokester, and I figured to myself, you know what? What would happen if I were to just play a bunch of angels in a deck? But I didn't want it to be just angels. I wanted there to be something else. So as you'll see in the beginning, we have a lot of angels, but we will get to the win condition when we get there. Just, sorry, I had a leak and I'm watching where my cat is going. So we have Karmic Guide, Flying Protection from Black. Basically, it's an angel spirit. When it enters the battlefield, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. So you get something back because your yard is highly going to be, hopefully, filled with a lot of angels and a few other friends. So, Metropolis Reformer, I butchered that. 3/2/3, flying vigilance. You have hexproof. When it's dealt damage, you gain life. Gaining life, that might be important. Legion Angel, flying. When there's battlefield, you may reveal a card you own named Legion Angel from outside the game. Put it in your hand. Basically, it's an angel. If you have more, great. Death Pact Angel kind of fits the theme. It's an angel flying. When it dies, you get a 1/1 white black clerk creature token on the battlefield, which sack the creature, return Death Pact Angel from the graveyard to the battlefield. So you're getting all kinds of angels out of this, right? Look, oh my god, another angel. Angelic Skirmisher. So it's a 6-drop 4/4 flying. Beginning of each combat, first strike, vigilance, or lifelink. Basically, and I'm not going to take too much long on these, except for the really good ones. The deck is filled with angels. So angel. Like, they all do things. They're all, at least for the most part, rare angels. Like, we have Marshall. When it enters or dies, exile another creature from your graveyard. You're probably not going to do that because it's a you may. When you do, get a counter on that, and it shares creature type with the exiled creature. So they're all angels. Okay. Someone just wanted a booster pack sleeve. You silly little cat. Angel of Vitality, same thing. If you would gain life, you gain that much life and +1 instead, so a little extra life. Stronger Angel. Wojak Investigator. I like having Wojak in there. It's funny to me. And it's an angel, so boom, angel. Look, another one. Seraph of the Scales. Gets Vigilance, gets Death Touch. It has Afterlife, so it dies. You get tokens. Hopefully it dies a couple times. Restoration Angel, there's a non-target angel, so a little bit of removal on an angel, another angel. See, it's just Guardian, it's another angel. There's Battlefield, exile up to 1 target creature artifact you control, return to the battlefield beginning, so it's a Blink, Angel, and Blink. And then everyone's favorite angel combo, Bruna, Giselia. So Bruna, you may return target angel or human from your grave to the battlefield. So you get it back, you can sacrifice it again, and if this was sacrificed, you know, getting this back would be great because they meld and make a big creature for you to use. Flying First Strike, Lifelink. Beginning of your end step, if you own both of these, you basically meld them. So melding's cool. I really like that. Really like that mechanic. Herald of the Eternal Dawn, kind of helpful to have in here because the deck is, you know, it's a little bit of a joke, but you're still trying to win the game. Herald of the Dawn, flash flying. You can't lose the game, and opponents can't win the game. It's nice and simple. Doesn't go beyond that. So we get to the actual fun strategy of it. It's Aristocrats. Come on, we're playing white and black, so there's going to be additional things to this. Basically, Psychosis Crawler, Power and Toughness equal to the number of cards in your hand. Whenever you draw a card, each opponent loses a life, so there's life loss. Distinguished Conqueror, whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you gain a life. life gain. So you're going to have life gain, life drain. Morbid Opportunist, whenever one or more other creatures die, draw a card, so you have a little bit of a card draw engine when you are going to be killing, like shadow blocking and killing your own creatures. Defiant Bloodlord, flying, when you gain life, target opponent loses that much life, so life gain, life drain. Light Priest, same thing, part of an Aristocrat. Whenever you gain life, each opponent loses 1 life. It's going to happen a lot. Daxios, Blessed by the Sun, life gain, equal to your devotion, but whenever another creature you control enters the battlefield or dies, so you get... Oh, someone's just being silly. You get life. So, kind of see where it's going. Gain life, drain life. This thing, same thing. Whenever it or another creature enters the battlefield, you gain a life. It's doing the same thing. Impassioned Orator. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield, you gain a life. You're just doing the same things to gain life, stay alive, get things to die, get them to combat. So Marionette Apprentice actually was a bigger win condition card than it really should have been one game, because basically I had a lot of artifacts, because whenever another creature or artifact you control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, each opponent loses 1 life. So, you sacrifice all 6 of your blood tokens. That's 6 life lost that way. I have a Smothering Tithe in the deck. I had that out, was getting people to draw cards, and guess what was happening to me? I was sacrificing tokens that were going to that. So, tokens go to the graveyard, you're going to get something out of it. And everyone's favorite infinite combo part. Bloodthirsty Conqueror, Flying Death Touch. Whenever an opponent loses life, you gain that much life. So you drain them, you continue it off from the gain life, drain life. All it is. There's a couple other special cards that aren't angels, but kind of fit what you need to do. Priest of Fell Rites. Tap, pay 3 life, sacrifice Priest, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Activate only as a sorcery, and you can unearth and kind of get him back and do it again. Because again, your yard's going to be filled up. It's not as much fun to sacrifice Priest because you only get 1 blood token out of it, but if you bring back a really strong angel that's in your graveyard, it's kind of helpful. Elena of St. Dusk, lifelink, hexproof from instance. Basically, it's a 4/4 that gets stronger as your life total goes up. Especially if hopefully you'll get to your life total greater than 10, and you get a 9/9 lifelinker to go with your Bloodthirsty Conqueror and other things of life gain, life drain. I have a Helion in here just to give everything vigilance, and it's an indestructible creature by itself. If you're really desperate, you can get a Clerk onto the battlefield, so you have a creature, but it's basically in here for the vigilance. Windborn Muse. So sometimes the deck can go a little slow, so having it's a piece in here. Flying creatures can't attack you unless their controller plays too. It has slowed down the game. White does white things, slows down the game. Gonna happen. And I have a Shieldred, the Whispering one in here. Swamp Walk, beginning of your upkeep, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield so you can get an angel back or one of your life gain, life drain pieces. And at the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, that player sacrifices a creature. So you get something back, they sacrifice something. It's a good card. Big, strong body has a 6/6 with, upkeep to it. So that's in there for a reason. Next, we are on to, there's only 2 of them. Instance, we have Dawn's Truce. Gift a card, you and permanent you control gain hexproof till end of turn. The gift was promised permanents also gain indestructible. So save you from the like a board wipe or something like that. And then you have to have a little bit of removal to it. Path to Exile and white. Search exile target creature. The controller may search for a basic land. So get rid of something indestructible or path it one way or another. Now we are on to the sorceries. So I have a Crippling Fear in here since you kind of can make it a tribal deck. You would just choose angels or vampires depending on how the game state's going, and choose a creature type. Creatures that aren't of the chosen type get -2, -3 until end of turn. So kind of can be a one-sided board wipe. Then we have a little bit of reanimation here. Dread Return for 4. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield, and you can flash it back by sacrificing 3 creatures. So things are going to be in the yard. Got to have things to get things out of the yard. As it goes, same thing. Reanimate here. 1 drop. Put target creature from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. You lose life equal to its CMC. So, simple enough. Get things back. Another destruction kind of thing. Legions to Ashes, 3-drop, exile target non-land permanent and opponent controls and all tokens that player controls with the same name. So get you around some tokens, because I don't really think the deck will do. You'll have a bigger board than most, but got to get around the tokens one way or another. Diabolic Tutor, 4-drop, search your library for a card, put the card in your hand, then shuffle your library. So 4-drop, 4 CMC Tutor, Grim Tutor, also 3 CMC Tutor, you lose 3 life, but it shouldn't matter as much. Search your library for a card, put the card in your hand, and shuffle, lose 3 life. It's a faster card. Now we are into the artifacts. I think there are a couple more. Don't mind me off screen as I grab them here. So Gilded Lotus, 5-drop at 3 mana. I feel like this is a crutch card I have in almost every deck, but Gilded Lotus for 3 mana. Gotta have a Soul Ring. Everybody knows what a Soul Ring does at this point. If you are under a rock and don't know what a Soul Ring is, you pay 1, you gain 2 colorless mana. Very powerful card. Another powerful card in the deck if you're trying to get a lot of life and shoot someone in the face for 50. Aetherflux Reservoir, 4-drop. Whenever you cast a spell, you gain 1 life for each spell you've cast this turn. So play a spell, gain a life. Play a spell, gain 2 life. Play another spell, gain 3 life. It's all in the same turn. You have a lot of life. Hopefully it can help you drain people. Swiftfoot Boots, protect your commander, protect your Bloodthirsty Conqueror. Just use it as a protection to get on something. Equipped creature has hexproof and haste. Then we have an Arcane Signet as well. Get you a mana of any color. And we have the lovely Great Door here. So tap, draw a card, and discard a card. 4 tap, transform the Great Door. Activate only if there are 4 or more permanent types among cards in your graveyard. And you get this lovely Liqueur. Add X mana of any one color X the number of permanents in your graveyard. So, if you have a lot of dead creatures and you need a late game payoff, that'll get you there. That'll help get you your Shieldred out if you really need it that much. Alrighty. I think that's in with the enchantments here. That is next. Come on. There we go. Alright, now onto the enchantments. Court of Grace, 4-drop. Whenever Court of Grace enters the battlefield, you become the Monarch. At the beginning of your upkeep, create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. If you're the Monarch, you get an Angel token instead. If you haven't learned yet, the deck wants to kind of kill angels, so it gets you an Angel token that you can kill. Teleportation Circle, beginning of your end step, exile up to 1 target artifact or creature you control, return it to the battlefield. Under its owner's control, so if you target your commander, you can kind of get it back, or if you need something else to enter the battlefield to trigger a couple life gain triggers, Teleportation Circle will do that trick for you. Then we have Smothering Tithe. Whenever an opponent draws a card and they don't pay 2, you get a treasure. Very powerful card. Great white card, of course, in here. Sanguine Bond. Whenever you gain life, target opponent loses that much life, so kind of see where that's going. I think it goes infinite with Bloodthirsty Conqueror, so you have it in here. You gotta have the pieces to make it happen. Solitary Confinement. At the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice Solitary Confinement unless you discard a card. Skip your draw set. You have Shroud. Prevent all damage to be dealt to you. So something that's a little bit different in here. It's just different. So yeah, prevent some damage. Just let it go through. It's fine. Who needs cards? If you want things in your graveyard anyway, let you fill your yard a little bit. Divine Sacrament. White creatures get +1/+1. You have a lot of those in the Angels. Threshold. White creatures get an additional 1/1 as long as 7 or more cards are in your yard. Then the go combo off with some of the other things in the deck. The Meathook Massacre. It's an X spell for 2 black. Whenever Meathook Massacre enters, each creature gets -X/-X till end of turn, so it is removal in itself. Whenever a creature you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life. Whenever a creature an opponent control dies, you gain a life, so fits in with your combos. Spear of Heliod. Creatures you control get +1/+1, and for 3, tap, destroy target creature that dealt damage to you this turn. So boom, nuke it off the field. Valkyrie's Call. This is a little bit of a flavor for some of the non-angels in the deck, because whenever a non-token, non-angel creature you control dies, return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control with a 1/1 counter on it. It has flying and is an angel in addition to its other types. So it's an angel killing deck. This is a card that makes non-token cards that aren't angels, angels in a really funny way. That's why it's in here. Rally the Ranks. So it is a nice little 2-drop. As Rally the Ranks enters battlefield, choose a creature type. You're going to choose angels or demons, or I think it's demons or vampires. But and then creatures that type chosen type get the +1 addition to it. Baron Step Siege. When it enters, choose Azban or Mardu. Azban at the beginning of your end step, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. And from Mardu at the beginning of your end step, if a creature died under control this turn, each opponent sacrifices a creature of their choice. So most of the time you're going to do Mardu just to kind of have them remove creatures off of their battlefield, because your things are more than likely going to be dying. But it gives you a chance to choose, where your board state's at. And then authority of the consoles, white does white things. Each opponent you control, creatures your opponents control enter tapped. Whenever a creature an opponent control enters, you gain a life. So just more ways to gain life, slow the game down in your favor. We have another Court of Arvindale. 4-drop. When it enters, you become the Monarch. Beginning of your end step, return target permanent card with mana value of 3 or less from your graveyard to your hand. If you're the Monarch, return it to the battlefield instead. So you can get back your wimpy angels to just, boom, get rid of them again. Maybe you need that little 3-drop, your 2-drop Marionette. Just the small things. If they're in your yard, you can kind of get them back. And lovely utility draw engine, Phyrexian Arena. 3-drop at the beginning of your upkeep. You draw a card and you lose a life. It's plain straightforward, but it gets the job done. So then we're just moving on to the mana base. Can probably upgrade this a little bit more, but it's good enough for what I have been doing. Rogue's Passage, tap, add a colorless. 4 tap target creature can be blocked this turn. Great to just smack someone in the face with your commander. Then we have Sunlit Marsh, enters tapped, but it taps for both. Same thing for Forsaken Sanctuary, enters tapped, taps for both. Bridge enters tapped, taps for both. So a really good one. Vault of Champions enters battlefield tapped unless you have 2 or more opponents, so it doesn't enter tapped. But you have a decent amount of tap lands. These are all tap lands. You even have the nice little Orzhov bounce land. Then the rest we have some plains here, like a decent handful of plains. I think it's 15 and 14. Of the rest, and have to have your blood token to go with a clue token for your Wojak Investigator, but basically this is here for the blood token. So basically that is the deck that we are working with. So if you've played this before, I don't think it's an entirely popular commander, but it is a lot of fun if you're just trying to have like a combat aristocrat style deck. I would recommend giving it a little try. The commander itself is fairly cheap. I think it's like a 40-cent commander, so you can build something really fun out of it. It's just out of having bulk Magic the Gathering cards and a little bit of extras. So that's kind of where we are with that. If you play it, feel free to share your deck list with me. I like seeing other people's decks. Seeing how people build and play is probably one of the best parts of Magic the Gathering, just in the social aspect. So please share, comment. What would you change? What's some good cards to add to this? I love suggestions. Just having a chat with the community. So please continue to do that. Yeah, that's really what I got here. If you do want it, I will have it up on 100% Mana Box. Maybe tapped out. I don't think anyone really is looking at the tapped out too much, so I might put it on there. Might try to do Moxfield. I think people look at that more than tapped out, but for sure it's going to be on Mana Box. So if you want to pick it up, get the full deck list, it will be in the link. The link will be in the comment section down below. So feel free to take a look at that. And yeah, that's really it. That's what we got here. John _Deadcorn hitting you with another flavor of the month deck profile. There's a couple more on this channel if you're made it this far and want to see one of my other wacky, crazy builds. Check them out. Subscribe, I guess. That's the next thing. I got some cool stuff going on. If you watch the shorts, you'll know. Trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, so everything counts. If you made it this far, you are a trooper. I'll give you a bell ring for that. We're at the 20-minute mark for the most part. So, John _Deadcorn is signing out, y'all. Peace in. Tell me what to do next. Why not, right? Bye.